I'm confident that this video is going to be a deal changer for a lot of people. Many guys that I've seen come out here to the Philippines, specifically Dumaguete, come out for 3 days, 4 days, a week, 2 weeks, and they say, you know what? I don't like it here. I'm going to leave. And I believe that they've made the wrong decision due to lack of information and lack of exposure to what it really means to live in Dumaguete. So in just a minute, my friend's going to come on and we're going to talk about his service that he provides that could actually make or break your decision on whether or not to stay or to leave. Howdy kids, like I said in the little introduction, I'm here with my buddy James. And James has a top-notch tour company here in Valencia, Darwin, Dumaguete, and he's going to explain to you exactly what he does and what I think would really be a huge benefit to folks that are getting here for the first couple of days, first couple of weeks. So James, welcome to the channel, first of all.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me.
It's such an honor to have you here with me. And can you tell the folks back home exactly what your tour company does, what kind of vehicle you use, and basically the packages and what you go to see and how you handle it?
Yeah, sure. That's right. Dumaguete Tours in English is the name of the company. And I offer, do offer sightseeing tours of the great nature we have here. But more and more I've been asked for orientation and relocation customized tours. So that's what we really specialize in these days, is helping folks who are really looking at the Dumaguete in particular as a retirement or relocation destination. People have a lot of questions, like you mentioned.
Yes.
And so we have different tour packages that we do. We do a half day, which is about 4 hours.
Okay.
And that's, I don't know if you want to get into prices right now. I can just run through them.
Well, we can go through that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, we just give all the package deals.
Sure.
Okay.
There's a full day orientation experience. And then there's a more custom, there's a full day nature tour. And then there's the full day orientation experience, which is a little bit different. And that depends on, there's a couple of customizations you can do for that.
Okay.
There's also for folks that are interested, there's a foodie tour. I'm personally a foodie, so you get into that. It's really good places to eat here that a lot of people don't know about. So,
one of the big complaints that I had when I got here, and I still continue to hear from others, including myself every now and then,
I do too,
is that there's just nowhere good to eat. The food's funky, this, that, the other. And what I found out after my 8 years of living here is that you just have to know where to go to get what. Absolutely. I have always compared it to an Easter egg hunt. And I have said,
it's a good comparison, yeah.
If you want to have a hamburger, you go here.
Yeah.
If you want to have a great taco, you go here.
Right.
If you want to have a pizza, you go there.
Yeah.
And so you've discovered all these little jewels.
Yes,
and you can share that with people.
Absolutely.
But let's get into your half-day tour. I'm going to assume, I don't know, to be honest with you, but I'm going to assume that you're going to take people to some places like maybe Casa Aurora Falls, Twin Lakes, the Steamy Mountain, all that kind of stuff. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. So I can do what I do is a half-day tour, and we start off at one of the kind of, I call them tent post locations, which are really the desirable places around here, like you mentioned a few. Those, my tours are what sets my tours apart is that they are completely customized by you, right? So people that I offer pickup. I have Hyundai Tucson SUV with moonroof and AC, so it's a fully, Western experience, American experience, if I can call it that.
Yeah.
You tell me what you like doing. I have people that, they say, hey, I have some mobility issues. I don't want to do any big hiking or, stuff like that.
Right.
Great. We do a car tour.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not really into Philippine food. I want to do fully Western. Great, no problem. That's fine too. So it's really up to my guests what they want to do. So I go through that with everybody what the options are.
Okay.
Just in at the 30,000 foot level, and then you tell me what you like to do.
So if I book a 4 hour tour, First of all, how many people will fit in your vehicle, which I just got out of, which is very nice, by the way.
Ah, thanks. Yeah. So it's, I go by seat belts, so I'm not cramming people in. So I do 1 to 4 people.
Okay. Each tour cost 8,000 pesos. Is that correct?
Yeah, for the 4-hour tour.
For the 4-hour tour.
For the half.
That's one person, or that's 4?
That's it's a 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can put 4 people in there, and it's same price.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Now on that tour, you're going to go to. If you got a guy that says, "Listen, man, I just got here.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I really don't." Because who would?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
What do I think I should see? Where would you take them, say, for that 4 hours?
Well, the first thing I do is I take a look at them and see, what and just ask them, right? What are you most into? What do you, some people, and people, in my experience, people readily know, like, hey, I don't want to go swimming under a waterfall, or I do really want to go swimming under a waterfall.
Okay.
I want to take it easy. I want to get in a nice hot spring that's nice and warm water and just kind of chill, like bathtub water.
Okay.
It's really up to people what they want to do. Or I've had other people that, and this goes into the relocation thing, where they want to sit, they want to buy me a cup of coffee, and they want to quiz me for 4 hours about how life works here.
Okay.
And that kind of leads into my orientation tour and my relocation tour, where, I help people develop a plan, and that's why it's a full day on that one, because I help people with really, what kind of life do they want to have? And what are they looking for? And what are some of the things that they're most concerned about? A lot of people mention medical access. They mention transportation, like you said. So I have answers to all that. I've been doing this, and have been living here a long time. So I have answers to all these things. Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds to me like I'm a new guy here in town, and I don't want to do any hiking because I'm in my 70s. So I can't handle the 300 steps down to Casa Aurora Falls.
Yeah.
And as I like to say, the 3,000 steps back up.
That's right.
So I did it once, and that was plenty.
That was it.
Okay, I saw it. It's like the Grand Canyon. Okay, we did it. Let's go home. I'm tired, man. And
That's right.
I go on a tour with you, and I just want to see the easy waterfall. I want to see the steamy mountains. Maybe I'd like to see where Twin Lakes is.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. But we're not just going to be driving from here to, say, Twin Lakes. Along the way, I'm going to be able to ask you questions.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, what is the average rent out here? What's it like to, what's there to do at night? I'm a nighttime guy, or I'm a daytime guy. All these things, you can give them the best advice that you have at your disposal.
Yeah, that's right. So what sets my tour apart is that, there's a lot of tour operators that can take it from point A to point B, right?
Sure.
What sets my tour apart is that, I'm a foreigner here, like you. And so I've, been pretty successful building life here.
Yes, you have.
I know, I have a lot of lived experience that I can share with people.
Yes.
And tell you, and actually save you a lot of time and a lot of, heartache, potentially headaches.
Amen.
Right. Because I tell people your first 48 hours here is really going to determine a lot about your next 48 hours and beyond that. Right. So, for example, getting off a plane, I can save you from staying in the wrong rental, going to the wrong place for 4 days.
You can recommend, if someone's booking your tour, say from America.
Yeah.
They watch this video.
Yeah.
I leave your email, your phone number, of course, which I will do in the description. They can contact you and they can say, well, I'm flying in.
Yeah.
Could you pick them up at the airport?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah. Could you recommend a hotel in their price range?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what? I get these questions all the time from people like, hey, Paul, what hotel should I stay at? And it's like, I don't know, because I live in a house and I haven't stayed in a hotel for the last 5-6 years since I've been here.
Yeah.
I know where they are.
Yeah.
And sometimes I hear the buzz about them.
Yeah.
But you've got much more hands-on experience with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't realize too, is that, if a typical hotel in the U.S., you're paying $300 to $400 a night for a regular one. You can pay, a fraction of that and get the top hotel here.
Yes, you can.
So a lot of people, they think, oh, I've got to go super cheap. It depends on your budget.
Absolutely.
And, I try to be price sensitive to everybody. Make it no judgments at all, because people are coming here at all different, capacities, right?
Sure.
So I can give you a really good place to stay that you're going to be surprised about how nice it is for a good price.
Yeah. And you could be somebody, I'm just spitballing here, but I'm going to say you've been somebody that's been living here for 6 months. Okay, I think I'm going to make this my home.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? I'm married. I really want to build my wife a house. I'd like to look at some property. Could you fill that void?
Yeah, I can. I have resources that can fill in a lot of different voids. What I do is I give lived experience and context and, practical advice, right? And then I have folks that I trust, who I've worked with extensively, who do stuff like do the property tours, do the visa work. So I work with folks that I've personally used, right, and that I trust, and that I know are going to give people the right deal. And that's the other thing too, is like, the biggest question we have as foreigners coming to new land: who do you trust, right?
Who do you trust?
Who do you trust, right?
Who do you trust?
Who can you trust? And
Amen.
so, I've done a lot of that work in advance, and gone through a lot of my own experiences with finding people that I can't and can, right? And
if you're
working
like
that out.
me, you've had 100 failures per success.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's how you learn.
Yeah, that's right. That's
so
how you
you've
learn.
been through the other 99. You finally found the one.
Right.
And now you can tell this person about that one.
Yeah.
Is whatever their question might be.
That's right.
Here's another observation of mine, is that I meet subscribers as much often as possible when I can. And they'll come to town and they'll be frustrated because they're here for a week and they're they're kind of landlocked, I mean, they're afraid to rent a motorbike and see things.
Sure.
And they're sort of strapped to the public transportation, which I think is tough. I wouldn't want to live here if I had to depend on trikes and jeepneys.
Yep.
However, some guys pull it off.
Yeah.
But I also think that they come and they get the wrong impression of Dumaguete, because where does everybody gravitate to? The Boulevard,
right?
Rizal, right? That's where they see every vlogger in town does a walk and talk up and down the Boulevard, showing the ocean, showing the coffee shops and this and that and the other. And there's so much more.
There's so much more,
to Dumaguete / Valencia, Bakong, Darwin than just that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that impressed me is, as we were driving up here, he's building a house here also. So I'm getting building tips from him. And he's on a beautiful hillside. We're keeping this location secret and for his privacy. It also occurred to me when we were driving up here to his house, or his build location, was how personalized it is, because May and I live on a street where it leads up to one of these landmarks that people go to all the time. And we're always seeing these vans going up.
Yeah.
And buses going up, loaded up with 30 or 40, usually Koreans or something like that.
Sure.
And I asked you a question on the ride up. I said, you know what, you got 4 people in here. I'm going to assume that you don't have a problem if somebody has to use the facilities somewhere, use the CR, the bathroom. You're like, okay, cool. And you just pull over and it's no big deal.
Sure.
Try doing that on a passenger bus with 40 Koreans.
Yeah.
And what do you do about lunch? What do you do about the food stuff? I know you're a foodie.
Yep.
So you got all the recommendations there. So how do you handle that?
Yeah. First thing I ask people is, do you want to try Philippine food? Do you want to stick with foreign food? Makes no difference to me. And we're really kind of blessed with Dumaguete and Valencia. We've got tons of great restaurants from either side.
Right.
So I can take you to my personal favorites, which my guest feedback. You can read my reviews online. They all rave about the choices here, which is great. So yeah, that's what I do. I provide recommendations, and then let people kind of pick and choose what they want to get on their own. So.
Okay. All right. You don't provide the lunch, but you do take them to the restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's all part of the package.
It's all part of the package. And then I'm there with them. I tell them, order this one, don't order this one, that kind of thing. And especially if it's Philippine food, it's all in Filipino, right? It's in Visayas. So So I know what those dishes are.
You
and
can
so
navigate that for them.
Yeah, I can tell
Okay,
them
cool.
food allergies, ask them all that stuff, and make sure that that's communicated to the staff. Anything like that, I can take care of.
Great.
Yeah.
I think it's such a package deal where as you're driving to, like I said, Twin Lakes, and a guy's got a question for you about how to exchange money or anything. How much should I pay for an apartment? How do I change the SIM
How
card
do I
on my
tip?
phone?
What do I
Do I tip? How
do? I
much
tip?
do I
Yeah.
tip?
Right.
How does, just all these little ins and outs that
Yep.
people have once they get here. But what I was really trying to get at was so many people, or a good number of people, will get here, they'll spend 3 or 4 days, and they're kind of landlocked because they don't have any personal transportation or whatever, and they'll get a negative impression because
Yeah.
it's just the boulevard. They see the one place where all the guys hang out and drink from,
Yeah.
sun up to sunset.
Right.
Okay, and that's like, wow. And then they see the traffic and the heavy-duty congestion
Yeah.
that's down by the public market and all
Yeah.
the cars and stuff.
That's right.
And it's kind of smoggy, and the noise levels. And there is so much more to
So much more.
the island than that.
Yeah.
I compare it to living in the valley in California,
Yeah.
the San Fernando Valley,
Yeah.
compared to living to downtown LA.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
downtown
good
LA,
comparison.
what are you going to do? You're going to pay $30 to park for an hour? It's going to be wall-to-wall cars and people, and everybody's rushing around, and it's loud, and it's noisy, and it's smoggy. And then you drive back over the hill to the suburbs where I lived, and it's all, Mayberry.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And so that's kind of what I compare. Him and I are both approximately, depending on the day, depending on the time, then depending on the traffic, maybe 25 to 30 minutes from downtown Dumaguete.
That's right.
To get down to Rizal Boulevard. Okay. I've learned to pick my certain days and certain times to go down there. I know that on Sunday, the traffic is 50% less than it is on Monday. So that's when we try to go to Dumaguete.
Everybody's at church, go shopping in the mornings.
Correct. When is school in session? When's it out of session?
Yeah.
These are the little things that you just sort of pick up by osmosis over time.
Right.
And so that's what I think your tour can do for the guy that's going to be here for a week.
Yeah.
He's got a car or a bike, or he doesn't. He's rented one, but he doesn't know where to go, how to get there. I'm just thinking what a time saver that would be, especially if you booked the full day thing and you went to all these places and you went to a restaurant and you were able to pick your brain over lunch, pick your brain during the tour, see the sights, and then you could take them just for the hell of it, just for a ride. I'm just thinking in my head, hey, where's down here? Where's Dumaguete? Where's Chaton? I've never seen any of these. I've heard about them, but can we go see them? Your answer is going to be yes, I imagine.
That's it.
What the hell, right?
It's all custom. So it's what you want to do, where you want to go. I've had people say, just take me around. I want to see this neighborhood that I saw online, for example, and I want to see if it's somewhere I want to rent.
Right on.
We do a stop and we do a drive by there. So
I met a guy last week who said, I've been watching my channel for a while, and he couldn't wait to get out here. And he came out here, and he said, the first 3 days I was here, I hated it. And I said, I don't blame you. I get it. But he says, but after that, I kind of got my groove on, and I started to realize that it wasn't like this every day or always like this. All the negative things that come up and come around, and he was able to settle in. So I would hate for someone to fly for 30 hours to get over here, land,
they do it,
get a hotel room, and then say, this ain't for me, just because they don't know what it is that they're missing.
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
right.
come here for one day and put a thing on. I did that with Bacolod. I went up to Bacolod with my wife and another friend, a couple, and I was there one day. I said, I don't like this place,
right?
And I knew that I didn't give it a fair observation. I got to spend a week or a month or take a tour or see around and drive around and get my feet on the ground and look around.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a good point. We have, people don't even know, we have within half an hour driving distance here, we have a national park that looks like, I liken it to, if you've been to Hawaii and, and the island of Maui there, or, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. And We put back the moonroof. You get this panoramic view of this gorgeous scenery, and you can take a boat across a volcanic lake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, where,
Yeah.
but if you're saying like what you're saying, if you're kind of stuck, landlocked, as you said, in the middle of Dumaguete, you don't even know this stuff exists,
No.
Yeah, so everything you're saying, spot on. I
All
couldn't
right, let's
agree
go
more.
over your pricing again.
Yeah.
I think we just sort of glazed over that real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
So let's go over your pricing, what it includes, how much it is, and we'll kind of wrap it up, I guess, from there.
Yeah.
We'll put all your contact information in for those of you watching.
Sure.
And I'd like to go on the tour with you one day.
Absolutely.
I probably missed a few things myself.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, they'd love to have you. Yeah. Like I said, private half days start around 8,000 pesos, which is about 140 bucks US. Full day orientation experience. Full day tour is about 11,000, which is about 190.
Okay.
And then the full day orientation, the whole deal, relocation tour is about 12,500, which is about 215 bucks.
Okay.
And it depends, I give, and for your viewers, by the way, I came prepared. I wanted to give a special deal where, if you book a tour and I'm going to give you a 30-minute Q&A where we just sit down, pen and paper. You go, you come prepared, bring all your questions. We go through everything, and I can make a personalized plan,
Okay.
for folks based on what they want and based on what's most of interest to them. Not everybody's going to be different. Everybody is different. All my guests are different.
Operators are standing by to take your call. Make sure to text in 187-OLD-DOG to get your 30-minute free orientation. Offers last.
That's where the book. Yeah, that's where the book tour. That's where the book tour. So that's an extra add-on that I'm giving to your viewers. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
So they can just mention that they saw you on the channel.
That's it.
And they're going to get their freebie.
Yeah.
Orientation.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Cool,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else to ask you. Did we miss anything?
Yeah, I think. Just come out here and it's a great place to enjoy. I mean, you may not be not much into nature, but there is so much to do and see here. And we haven't even talked about the history, culture, which I'm kind of also a nerd about. So folks interested in that, there's a lot to share about that.
So during the tour, you can be on the tour. You're on your way up to see what I think is one of the most beautiful rides of all. Well, two of them. One is up to the Japanese shrine.
Yeah.
As you're going up that hill and you look over to the left and
Yep.
you see nothing but canyons of
That's right.
green. Oh my gosh.
Gorgeous.
And then the geothermal, we're powered for the last 40 years on clean energy.
Yep.
Geothermal energy
Yep.
is this entire island.
That's right.
Doesn't use a drop of oil or coal or anything else.
That's right.
It's in the ring of fire. So
Yeah.
But that was forward thinking, man.
Yeah.
40 years ago, they built that geothermal plant.
Absolutely.
And to go up there to see where it is and wrap around it is just breathtaking.
Yeah.
And sometimes, man, I will do that on the scooter on a nice day.
Yeah.
Just to get some fresh air and just to look at it and
It's a great
be at
ride.
one. And it's awesome. Just a great ride. So you can get the history of the Philippines with this young man right here. He can give you insider information, where it came from, how long it's been here, what the origin was, and get the whole package. And his prices, by the way, are from 1 to 4 people. So you can take whatever number he just quoted for that tour, if you've got yourself and 3 others, and divide it by 4, and that is your price to you.
One price.
So it's one price for one person or 4, and you can do the math on that.
Yep.
And you are pretty solidly booked for the most part. I know you're busy. I know you're running around quite a bit.
I'm happy to be busy, and it's great being able to, to help people out, because people come in with a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a lot of requests from people that have said, hey man, can you hook me up with somebody that can take me around? And May and I used to do that with 1 or 2 of her girlfriends that were looking to make a few bucks. And they did okay. There's no disrespect to them, but they just have little scooters. And so we would see these foreigner friends of ours that would be 200 pounds in the back with a little 80-pound Filipino trying to hump them up the hill on a 8-year-old motorbike, you know, or find a piece of property or something. And one other quick thing I wanted to just point out is I've gone on tours when I've gone out of the country just to see the sites like we're talking about here. And on those tours, I always got stopped. They seemed like 50% of the time we had to go to the kickback colony, I call it. Certain restaurant they wanted you to eat at, or you had to go see the bee farm and buy a jar of honey. We went through that in Thailand. Yeah. Does that ever happen on your tour?
Does not happen. No,
Does not happen.
I have no agreements with anybody, with any businesses or anything like that. I strictly take people to where I know are the best places based on what they want. So
I honestly think that a person that goes out with this young man right here will get 6 months worth of information on one car ride. And so, and get all those knucklehead questions. I call them knucklehead, but they're serious questions of how to do this, how to do that. May and I have tried to do that ourselves, but we just don't have time. And so this gentleman right here is definitely the expert. He knows the language to some degree. He's a foodie, so he knows the restaurants. You want a pizza, he's going to get you the best pizza. You want a burger, he's going to find you the best burger. You want to eat full-on Filipino food, he's going to take you to a place that's not only good, but it's clean, and you're not going to get sick.
Yeah, no, gosh, never been sick yet, you know, knock on wood. But one other thing I wanted just to throw in there too is that because you mentioned building, I am building in the Philippines. And so, you know, for folks that are looking to, you know, relocate, most folks start off in renting, which I did, which I know you did.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, I've become intimately familiar with, you know, utilities, solar, building regulations, housing, you know, agencies that deal with construction and housing and Philippine building codes and you name it. And so we don't do any fly-by-night stuff. It's all 100% engineer approved blueprints. And then, you know, so just throwing that out there that those are important things to know. I know a lot of people, you know, they have this, you know, they come in with an idea and they're going to buy a property in their first month here. And so when you're talking about that kind of money, you know, there are so many pitfalls there, you know, waiting to happen. I can't even begin to I don't want to begin to list them. No. But just that alone saves you a lifetime of grief.
$100,000
easily
by having that conversation.
Easily.
I can't tell you how many guys I've met that have been here 30 days, fell in love, and bought a house or bought a piece of property, thinking it was going to be just like America. Oh, it'll go through title, it'll go through escrow, it'll go through this. I believe the agent. She said the title's good. And boy, oh boy. So.
And I know you've had your own
experiences
you've talked about.
And you've had a little brush with danger with the same guy yourself.
I did.
Yeah. So there's that guy reached far and wide, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. So
he did.
And we could get into that, or he could get into that with you on the tour. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for being on the channel.
Thanks so much.
You know, you're a gentleman and a scholar.
Appreciate it.
And don't forget the old dog discount. Okay. We'll see you guys in the next video.